As you know that I'm a big advocate for parents investing into many things, but specifically in real estate. And if you're a parent who is starting off in your investments like I did a few years ago, what would be kind of like the best advice that you should be getting? And I looked at everything else that I have done, my friends, and I said to myself, whew, if someone is to start today, what would I say to them? So I'm going to give you maybe round about 9 or so, and maybe I might throw in a couple of bonuses along the way, so buckle up as we go through this. My name is TJ. I've been investing for a bit into various things, and I'm going to be showing you guys just a snippet of how you could do it. It is not the only way. I'm sure you can sit down with your uncle and your aunt, and they will tell you something totally different from what I'm going to be sharing with you. But for someone else who started off with nothing, and for someone else who is still currently doing it, and for someone else who has you at heart, here in the TJ tribe, we teach this, and many people are beginning to win. You too can follow the same recipes, and you can start winning. I just want to acknowledge all my friends that actually do specifically property investments, to say shout out to you. The reasons why you might be investing is wide and far apart, different reasons. Some of us, we're doing it because we want to have a better lifestyle. Some of us are wanting to actually create a better lifestyle for their kids. Some of us, we just think that TJ is doing it, let's do it too. Whatever your reasons are, my friends, let me dive into how best you can be able to do this. The first one I'm going to touch upon is that this is heavily misunderstood, and also lots of people actually don't know how to do this. And I'm going to throw in a word to you that you probably know, you use it every day, you probably throw it at your own kids, but you yourself don't do it, which is do your research. You remember back in the days when you were trying to get a chick, or you were trying to get a partner, you went through various people, right? And then eventually you came to the partner that you've got. What was that? That was research. You remember when you went for the interview and you had to almost research about that company. Why were you doing that research? The same principle, my friends, apply to real estate investing or doing business. So what is it that you need to know? Do your research, make sure that you understand the South African economy. What do I mean by that? Well, there is so many things that impact our economy. There is so many people that impact our economy. So is investing, let's say, in real estate, in a particular neighborhood, you need to do your research to make sure that it is still good for your journey. It might be good for me, but is it good for you? So research, research, research. I don't want to stress it out, bet a dead horse, but research and research, research. Once you have found what you are happy with, then we pull the trigger, we jump into it because you have done your homework. The second one, as I go through this, seek professional advice. Oh, we don't want to pay for that, but we want all the best advice that we can get, isn't it? When I'm saying that, seek to professional advice. Did you actually know that just investing at investing houses could be better off for you without maybe going into a business? Or maybe you investing in property itself? Because I was saying this to someone else the other day. They're kind of like on the lazy side of doing life, but they like the je ne sais quoi of life. And they inherited 5 million rand. They said to me, TJ, I want to jump into this, help me, brother. And we started doing some work, and I gave them some work to do, say, go and do some research, go and start learning. 1 month came by, nothing happened. 2 months came by, nothing happened. 6 months came by, nothing happened. I said to them, bro, I love you to death, but you are not part of the TJ tribe. I do not want to waste your time and waste my time as well. What we are going to do here is I think you're good at investing at Discovery. Put your money at Discovery, African Bank, Sanlam, Standard Bank, FNB, you name it. They all have investment products. Put your 5 million there and get your 9%. You are good for that. Now, my friend, you might be saying to yourself, TJ, but why did you say that? Because you could have been making some great money for this guy with all the deals that you have. 20%, sometimes you even double, sometimes you even other people's money. Well, he didn't fit the criteria. And here, my friends, I am saying that before you actually go in to dive into whatever that you want to dive in, seek some professional help to see what kind of risk appetite are you in for. That's number one. Number two, how do you actually perceive life yourself from an action-driven person? Maybe you're not. And if you're not, then why go and do some business where you have to be doing stuff? Because you're not going to do it anyway. So seek professional help so that they can be able to give you a little bit of identification or awareness of what kind of an individual you are, and then thereafter, if you're a dream person, come to the TJ tribe. TJ, I don't know anyone like this in my circle. No problem. If you don't know, we can give you an assessment at the TJ tribe. And within that assessment, it can tell you basically who you are. But over and above that, you can use the same assessment to say, I want to learn. And then we will give you a path. Or you can look at it and see some limitations. And then you can say, I want to go over these limitations. I want to be a superstar. And that's what we do at the TJ tribe. So seeking professional advice is great. I'm just giving you a little bit of information right now so that you can go through it yourself. So look into yourself and say, who am I? What am I good at? What am I not good at? And over and above that, how can I? If you are answering the question of how can I, you will see that the teacher always appears. If you're in property investment, at some point or the other, you have had to evict someone. And I know, my friends, it is a painful exercise. But I'm here to tell you that for the last couple of years, I've been using a company that is called Expello. Expello, basically what they do is that you pay them a monthly fee. And over and above that, whenever you get a delinquent tenant, they will come and evict that individual free of charge, because obviously you've been paying, right? And over and above that, you don't have to do anything. But guess what? I have managed to organize a good price for you. And the link here that you're seeing, which is called expello.link./TJ tribe, gets you a great discount from Expello. So my friends, don't be caught with your pants down on your tenant. Just Expello them with Expello. It is TJ. Let's go back to the video. The third one I'm going to speak about is that once you have started doing your investing, I want you to think about this. There's a word that's called diversify. It's a big word, eh? In the workplace, we're not diversified enough. There's more white people at the top, more black people at the bottom. We need to diversify. Why? There's a good reason for it, isn't it? Transformation. How about diversifying our portfolio? Some of you know that I invest in Cape Town. Why? Because it is governed by a different party or a different government within the local area. Some of you knows that I invest in Johannesburg. Why? Some of you knows that I invest in UK. There's many places I am investing and I'm doing that deliberately. Some of you already know that I invest in mixed use. Some of you knows that I invest in student accommodation. Why am I diversifying my portfolio? Again, my friends, this is not just from a real estate portfolio. This is from I'm diversifying. I'm hedging against the area. I'm hedging against the country. I'm hedging against politics. I'm hedging against economy. I'm hedging so many things. Even the Bible is very clear around having your eggs in one basket. So why are you doing that? Maybe you're starting off, how about you invest 10,000 Rand, maybe in the US? How about you invest 1,000? You don't have to wait to get to millions. You can start by investing the little that you have, but diversify. And that's what it is. I'm going to jump on to the next point. Whilst we was talking about this diversification, I touched on something that is called politics. My friends, we need to monitor, but we don't have to be consumed about the political and the economic stability, all the politics that's happening around us. But we need to monitor the stability. We might have seen an influx, of Zimbabweans coming into South Africa. What happened there? Back in the days when I was in Zimbabwe myself, we had an influx of Mozambicans coming into the country. We had an influx of Zambians coming into the country. We had an influx of DRC Congolese coming into the country. We had an influx of, that is when I was in Zimbabwe, we had an influx of Angolians coming into the country. What was happening at the time? This is like back in the 90s when I was still in Zim. But my friends, I would just want to say to you, in every economy, whether it's up or down, there is always some money to be made. And you need to figure out how are you going to be making that money. So in some political space, it might not be good for you at all. Or you may not be strong for it, or it might not be easier for you to make money anymore. And this is why, my friends, I say that we need to be able to monitor the politics around it, to monitor the economics around it, to make sure that it is stable versus our own endeavors of doing business. Above that, I want to bring in another point. When you're starting a business, when you are starting your investment journey, this here, my friends, is something that we may not want to accept, which is called be patient. Oh Lord, we are wanting to invest today, and we are wanting to expect the returns, big returns today, right now. That's not the point. You have to stay committed to your investment strategy. You have to stay committed to the process. Because even look at the big guys that have really made it. All billionaires in the world right now. Go and look on the Forbes list. The amount of billionaires that you're seeing there, as you see them flashing on here on the pictures, these guys have made it big to billionaires in US dollars, in pounds, but they didn't go fast on it. We want everything done now. The reason is just that we're just in a fast economy, but we have to be patient. When Warren Buffett built his empire, the one that we know today, he did it nice and slow, and it grew to what it is today. So you too need to be patient. I'm going to jump onto it again on another point, and this one here, I think it's a cool point, where I'm going to be talking to say to you, how about keeping your emotions at bay? What do I mean by that? We jump into investments and we see the ones that's giving us 50% return. We want to go and do that one. We want to go and do, which was the big thing that came in recently, but lots of scams around it. I think the crypto space. Crypto, a very good investment option, but it was just, like the amount of scams around crypto, it almost feels like crypto itself is a scam, but it's not. It's a place where you can still invest. It's a place where your money can still grow, but we saw lots of people being scammed around it, billions even in rands. They were scammed around it, and the emotions got to us. We didn't want to stay in the other part where I was talking about being patient. As I move along swiftly, understand currency fluctuations. Oh, whoa. What do I mean by that? You are probably in the investment space and you're getting your stuff from China, or you're getting your stuff from the UK or from the US, wherever, you're importing stuff. What's going to happen, my friends, is that as the rand goes up and down, it's got an impact on your business. TJ, but it doesn't apply to me. Well, it does, my friend. All of us, we're using vehicles. So we don't make our own petrol. We don't make our own diesel. It comes from overseas, right? Somewhere there, right? And yes, we've got the big guys like Sasol and them. But as the fluctuation of currencies, it hits us. And in most cases, we see it within the petrol space. So what kind of a business are you in that doesn't need any other travel? We all need to travel to go and see the clients, to close the deals, and all of this comes to play. Now you need to consider that. If the rand falls, if the rand goes up, am I still in business? That is the real question that I'm asking. The next point, I was going to say a number, but I've forgotten what number it is. I'm just giving you all these tips. The next point is that stay informed. What do I mean by staying informed? My friends, I decided that I am going to be a student for life. The reason why I decided that I want to be a student for life is because I realize the economy changes, the strategies changes. Did you know right about 20 years ago, Airbnb didn't exist? Did you know that around about 15 years ago, Uber didn't exist? 10 years ago, Bolt didn't exist. I can continue to give you so many industries that are coming up. But all of these industries that have come up where people are making some great money, they've had to learn. So whilst I might be saying to you, stay tuned, the most important part of staying informed is getting educated. Because once you get educated, my friends, the emotions can't kick in. Once you get informed about currency fluctuation, you see what's coming up and you can be able to protect around it. So staying informed and educated around the trends of what's happening in the economy is good. But don't be consumed into it so that you can't be able to make a decision. The idea is that you use all of these things so that you can use it as a tool. This is why the School of the TJ Tribe is available for people that are really wanting to learn and people who are wanting to jump into it very seriously and grow their business. I did say earlier on, stay diversified. It's a bonus. But I almost want to bring into a different topic, or should I say, a different je ne sais quoi on that staying diversified. What used to work 15 years ago, as I just spoken about now, which was bed and breakfast, it's still a thing in many markets. However, Airbnb came in and it changed a whole lot of things. So, if you were running a bed and breakfast, maybe it's time to fuse a bed and breakfast with Airbnb. Oh, TJ, I don't know how to use Airbnb. Go and learn how to do it. Well, Airbnb is not the only product that is there. There's many of them. Slaplaka, bookings.com. The bottom is that you can learn on all of these things, my friend. So I'm hoping that the information that I've given you, this is just for people that are wanting to start to do some investments. They don't know where to start from. They're like, what should I be looking out for? I'm hoping that these 10, 11, 12, 15, I think I've given more advice in here than what I was actually hoping to give you, which was kind of like 10. But you can see that there's a lot to learn here, my friends. And within that, if you don't know where to start from, come at the TJ Tribe. Or potentially just start looking at books. Books, the more you read, the more you're going to be learning. It is I, your Uncle TJ. I'm hoping that this information have been of great information to you. But above that, you have learned something, and share it with someone. Let them know. Let them get educated. Let's all get educated. Even maybe start a group. How's that? Where you can all start learning together. And some people will be more advanced than others, and together you will learn. Until I see you again on the next video here at the TJ Tribe. Boom boom!